what is up, guys? Your boy Ed from Leeds of VG. You already know. Yes, my hands are red. I've been tie-dyeing a couple of play mats. Let's not get into that too much. But hey, today we're going to be doing an Invoked Mekk-Knight deck profile today. This is probably one of my favorite Invoked variants out there. Of course, there is Dogmatica or whatever, but Dogmatica being one of my favorites, that's number 2. Mekk-Knight makes it number 1. You already know. I think Mekk-Knights are super fun, and the deck profile is really, really cool. There's a lot of stuff in here that, of course, you wouldn't necessarily expect to see in the main deck, but this is definitely a second deck profile, so let's go ahead and get into it now. All right, guys, getting into the main deck profile, I feel like every Alistair.deck should have the 3 Alistairs. If you're not playing Alistair.deck, and you're just playing like a small engine, maybe you can get away with playing 2, but Invoked, of course, always has to be with Alistair at 3. Next, I play the 3 Mekk-Knights purple. I play 2 of the blue. I play 1 indigo and 1 red. I've decided to cut yellow for now. I feel like there's not too much back row that I would want to pop. Like, if there's already a skill drain on the board, it's not like I can go yellow and then pop the skill drain, of course. But if there's anything like, you know, there can only be 1 or whatnot, which is kind of rare right now in my locals, then I'm just going with this. This is definitely just kind of being a deck that I'm building because of what my locals looks like. It's a lot of fun and I really enjoy it. Now, I am a really, really big believer of the 2-ofs. I'm only playing 1 Bell though, but I am playing 2 Kaijus, playing 2 Nibiru's, and 2 Ashes. There's a bunch of other Go Second cards because this is a Go Second variant of the deck, and these are the only cards that I'm playing as hand traps wise. I would cut this for something else, but I feel like since I don't really play a lot of other cards that are like at 3 or whatever that I would want to cut, I think that 1 Bell is perfectly fine. This is 42 in the main deck. Of course, you got your Mago Oscuro and your Red Eyes Speed Dragon. Rounding it up because we are playing Dragoon in this build. I think Dragoon is actually the best way to make Mekk-Knight Invoked, because Mekk-Knight Invoked is definitely a deck that can OTK, and if you play it properly and you build your deck properly, or at least you make your board when you're playing properly, you're definitely going to be able to OTK. Sponsor only has 2 Prosperities, but that works out for us because I'm only playing 2 Prosperities. I'm playing 3 Meltdown. I am playing a Mystic Mind. Mystic Mind is definitely a card that helps a lot because if you have an Omni Negate on the board and this is the first card that you're gonna activate, this is the best way to just bait out your opponents. I had Meltdown. I had Terraforming yesterday. Searched this out, and I already had a Meltdown on board, so I just went activate. They Baron, they pop, they negate it, right? They Baron, they negate it, and then I Meltdown and continued going. Terraforming, because Terraforming is still legal. I played 2 Invocations and I played 2 Red Eyes Fusions. I'm thinking about making the 3rd Red Eyes Fusion another Invocation. I feel like Invocation has to be a card that I open in my hand all the time. I kind of want that to be the thing where I just open up Invocation no matter what. Yeah, you guys might say that it's bad, but I actually think that it's actually really, really nice. Continuing, I play 2 Dark Rulers, 2 Lightning Storms. I can only play 1 Heart Piece, so 1 Heart Piece. Call by, Control de la Mente, Instant Fusion, 2 Forbidden Chalices, and of course, 2 Imperms. The reason why these ratios are like this is because I think the 2/2/2s are really, really good. That's the reason why I haven't made this a 3 of. One of the things is that I'm actually thinking about taking out a Meltdown and adding in another hand trap or anything like that, maybe like the 2nd Ghost Spell. But momentarily, the 3 Meltdown is where it's at because you are wanting to see Alistair as soon as possible. Let me fix that. There you go. 2 Invocations is more than enough. 2 Chalices is more than enough. Like, the thing is that, like, people are Scythe locking us. The thing is that we don't necessarily lose to Scythe lock because we can make a lot of damage with the Mekk-Knight side of the deck. And in case they don't, you know, you got Mind Control there. In case they do, you got Forbidden Chalice there. I took somebody's Verde yesterday, used it with Mind Control, and then just made my own Dragoon, and they didn't expect Dragoon to come out, so they didn't pop the Verde. They thought I was gonna get locked into freaking DPE or something, which was actually pretty funny. The deck is running really smooth. Taken a couple of matches. I've taken a couple of losses as well. The deck is really nice. I think that the extra deck is actually where it's at. Yesterday I took yesterday I OTK'd like twice, even after I had made I'm gonna show you guys what it is. I kind of don't want to say it yet, but let's get to what I want to talk about. Of course, you got to play the Almirage. I feel like Secure Gardna is a card that you play with either this or this. I'm kind of playing both right now because I feel like my extra deck is not really as tight as like other decks that I play, but you know, both of those. I got Anima because I played Thousand Eyes Restrict, Link Spider for the Nibiru token, and I'm actually at the point where I think I'm gonna play a second Verde. I'm only playing one Verde, so definitely one of these is gonna end up getting cut. Phoenix, and then the Dark Charmer. This is actually really good. I activated this yesterday. I had I had the opportunity to take the DP, and then I made a Verde after linking this away, made my Dragoon, and then Dragoon popped their stuff, and then DP with Dragoon attack. It's kind of nice, kind of nutty. Verde, I wish I played a second one right now. And then I play Boros Sword. Boros Sword is really good. Thousand Eyes Restrict, Algides, Purgatrio. I think these are like not necessarily needing to get into like discussion. Mekk-Knight and Dragoon, of course. I think that, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think that Mekk-Knight is just one of the best. Two of it is really nice, but sometimes I don't actually find me going into a second Mekk-Knight because, like I said, this deck kind of OTKs, or it does its best to OTK. So for that reason, I don't really necessarily want to like go into like a second Mekk-Knight most of the time. It is nice in a grind game. I do want to find a way to play maybe another fusion monster in this deck, maybe another invoked fusion monster, of course. But for the time being, that's where I'm at. Let's go ahead and show you guys a small combo so you guys can see how this deck can line up. Awesome. So this one combo, it's literally starting off with an Alistair and a blue, or any Mekk-Knight, honestly. The Alistair could, of course, be replaced with the Terraforming or the Meltdown, because the Terraforming will get you into the Meltdown, and the Meltdown will get you into the Alistair. So it could either be the Meltdown in the Mekk-Knight, or the Meltdown or the Alistair in the Mekk-Knight. It's literally the same thing. For everybody who knows Mekk-Knights, I just kind of wanted to specify that, and I kind of wanted to bring it down so the people who don't know Invoked like that can actually understand. But we're going to start off with these. We're going to go ahead and normal summon Alistair, and Alistair is going to allow us to search our invocation from our deck to our hand. Once you add invocation, you're going to go ahead and link away your Alistair, and you're going to either make your Almirage if you need the Almirage, or you're going to make, of course, your Spellcaster. So one of the things is that you can't link away with this. So one of the reasons being is that I think that I make this whenever I kind of want to do other stuff, but most of the time I go from here to here whenever I need a fire attribute in the grave, or I just go straight here if I need to, right? In this situation, you're fine with the Almirage just being there. You don't have to worry about anything else as long as you get the Alistair in the grave, of course. Then here you're going to set your invocation down under your Almirage, and you're going to create your own columns. You're going to special summon out your blue. This is literally any one Mekk-Knight, so it doesn't necessarily have to be blue. If you start off with purple, you activate purple, you banish, and then you add one other Mekk-Knight that you think that you're not going to use. It could either be blue, it could either be red or indigo, of course, and then you link both of these away, making your Verde. Of course, that has only been 1, 2, 3, and now your 4th summon. You're going to have to be real smart because, yes, in your hand, you still have other 3 cards in your hand that are unknown. It could be whatever, honestly. But what if you don't have a monster and you can't play through the nib? So you're going to have to automatically make... You're going to have to activate the invocation to banish your Alistair, you banish your Mekk-Knight, and then you make your Mekk-Knight, of course. What I'm saying is that if you have a bunch of if you have like imperms in your hand, which 2 of these are imperms and this is a chalice, right? But you don't know that. So let's say these are just blanked cards, and let's say that you have cards that you cannot stop the Nibiru with, and you get nibbed right here. Let's say they check you and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna assume that he has a nib. You're gonna kind of die. So for that reason, you're gonna activate your invocation. You're gonna return that invocation back into deck. You're gonna add that Alistair, and now You can protect yourself from Nib. This is where you're at. Of course, you Verde next. By Verdeing, you get your Dragoon out. The thing is that some of the time you want to be able to set cards. So let's say here you have your Alistair, and let's say this was your hand, right? You have 2 imperms, 1 chalice. I normally have the tendency to keep an imperm and keep a chalice in hand, but setting 1 imperm. Of course, your opponents can definitely see it coming that it's an imperm. But the thing is that you're gonna need fodder. You're gonna need fodder for your for your Mekk-Knight, which now you have 1 of each, right? Let's just quote unquote assume that. And then you have a discard fodder for Dragoon too. This is literally a good ending, right? This is blank cards, which you don't know, and a blank set that you don't know, right? Just assume that it's an imperm. This is literally your combo. It's the easiest combo you can make with this deck. This is the best combo you can make with this deck. People have made me go first. I've ended on this board, and they're like, that's a thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a thing, dude. You have your banished, and if you start off with purple, purple does come back on your standby, but you have your banished. Just for now, let's just say it was the blue. You have the Almirash Engrave, so you can actually Purge Trio for follow-up. And then you have your Alistair for normal summon follow-up, so you can get that invocation. And like I said, make your Purge Trio. Let's say they got rid of your Mekk-Knight, but now your Dragoon. You have the Mekk-Knight to banish, to negate the to banish the Mekk-Knight, bring out the Algides, pop without Algides, of course. All that good stuff. But yeah, this is a small combo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is still Verde. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really like this deck. This deck is a lot of fun, and I will be playing it at Locos more. So if you guys catch me at Locos, this is probably the deck that I'm going to be playing. See you guys at Locos, and goodbye.